beautiful eco people, welcome once again to GP World, where sustainability is endless and unadulterated fun. Today, we're talking about a very interesting climate-related initiative that's literally just 1 hour long but has incredible and everlasting impact. If you haven't guessed already, yes, we are talking about Earth Hour that will happen on 22nd March around the world. Did you know Earth Hour started as a single city's lights off event in Sydney in 2007. Now it's a global phenomenon uniting millions in a symbolic commitment to our planet. Over the years, Earth Hour has become a powerful catalyst for climate awareness. For example, in recent years, Earth Hour has resulted in measurable drops in energy consumption across participating cities. As climate change awareness grows, so does the power of impact-focused movements like Earth Hour. People are getting it and they want to be part of the solution. And where there's impact-focused marketing for brands who want to communicate their commitment to environmental efforts authentically. To get an even deeper insight into climate initiatives like Earth Hour and sustainability-focused marketing, we're talking to someone who we think is a sustainability marketing superhero, Damini Arora, founder of Meraki Digital. Damini, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Avni, for calling me. And I want to mention that when I was first invited for this, I didn't think I was deserving enough for this stage and platform and the effort that you've invested in, because I'm not a perfectionist. I'm too lazy to adapt to sustainable ways of doing things. And but I realized that a lot many people are like me. So if they listen to me, my story and the kind of failed attempts I've gone through, they would be motivated as well. And instantly when I had that thought, I said yes for it. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity.
Well, we're glad that you thought of it that way. And believe me when I say this, you're being too modest. So Damini, tell us a little bit about Meraki Digital and the work that you do with sustainable brands and for their companies.
So Meraki Digital is formed at the intersection of communications and sustainability. We call ourselves climate introverts because we work in closed rooms. For people who are working outdoors in offline spaces, we work with brands like Recircle. We worked with Daily Dump, one of our first clients. Currently, we are launching this vegan brand, Vegan Day. Some of the brands I'll show you later as well. So that's what Meraki Digital is all about. We want to be specialist in this field because we want to be voice of people who are actually making change in this environment.
Wow, that sounds amazingly inspiring. So quickly, Earth Hour is just around the corner.
Yeah.
What's your take on Earth Hour and all the buzz that's surrounding it?
Earth Hour is a very naturally ingrained thing in Indians, and now it's globally accepted trend that happens last Saturday of March. I think that's great, and it's also very symbolic to the larger action that needs to be taken. People shouldn't feel like I've done this 1 hour thing and I'm done with it. There's something called as vacation mindset. When you go to Airbnbs, hotels, you tend to use 2 to 3 times more energy than you would use at home. So I think that love for nature and planet needs to be ingrained for us to do it naturally so that it comes to us organically. And things like doing a shore walk or going for plantation drive or drive and cleanup drives and all would help you get closer to nature. I also very, very strongly believe that unless and until you have that connection with nature, you would not take you would not take that action that is needed. Like if you're living in this concrete wall, a concrete jungle, and you only have access to limited park areas, how are you expecting these people to connect with planet? I have done this volunteering in Uttarakhand where I've managed waste with my own hands for 30 days. Only then I've got that realization कि आप segregate नहीं करोगे तो problem है. There has to be a drive. If it's for your, maybe you are a new mom, you want to do it for your child. Maybe you go to religious institution, you go to church and it's in your Bible to take care of everything. Maybe you follow certain religion and you want to take care of other beings, so you go on cruelty-free diet. But again, you have to find your own dot and connect.
Right. I can totally see Earth Hour becoming a religion, or
It's a
Earth Day, or just this love for Earth, right? which we feel is like a trend or something that we should do to kind of stand
I
out?
absolutely stand for the trend that it has become now, because it gives us this chance to sit down and make campaigns, use media for this, because I have thrived. My career is based on communications. So if there are days like Earth Hour, Earth Day, Environment Day, Water Day, Recycling Day coming in, it gives us a chance to talk about it.
That's so true. It's all about collective consciousness and how we carry it on into our lives, right? So you've been working with sustainable brands for over 4 years now. What would you say are your biggest learnings in the sustainability space in India?
So my biggest learning or say observation is that people are not very invested in thinking about planet. Maybe they're too occupied, busy, struggling with their own personal life, and they don't think it directly affects them as much as COVID must have affected them. And there was instant reaction, instant result seen when people were told to stay at home. They stayed back at home, right? But when you tell them don't use plastic, don't use straw, they would not instantly listen to you. When there was ban on single-use plastic, people still forgot to carry tote bags, and they still demanded for single-use plastic bags. Even today, when you go to street shops, you will get plastic bags, right? So I think that people are not very invested. That's my biggest observation right now. And to make them interested, you have to talk in their language. If you're selling vegan products, you have to tell them that, hey, you may be lactose intolerant. Have you seen the symptoms? If you want them to switch to menstrual cup, tell them that there are researches done now on sanitary napkins leading to cancer. Do you know about it? So you have to start talking in their language to convert them.
Navni, we saw that you shared a very insightful and strong post on Women's Day, which talked about you being a woman's woman. Can you elaborate on that a little bit for us, please?
So I think it came to me quite later in life, and I think it is just me giving back because I wasn't given enough opportunities, and there were few women who helped me get where I am. And now I realize if I have a little bit of power, I might as well hire female talented people. But I like to empower as many females as possible throughout my lifetime. If I work for 15, 20, 30 years more, I would like to give more jobs to females. That's my purpose of existence. Currently, all the founders I work with are male founders, but they are extremely well behaved. They are feminist founders, and I'm so grateful to work alongside them. But I would love to work with more female founders. So if they're listening to this, please get in touch. I would love to work for them.
So how do you see the intersection between women and sustainability?
I think women suffer from climate crisis a lot more than male counterparts because they don't have enough financial resilience. They don't have enough assets. So if any kind of climate disaster takes place, women take more time to recover from that because a lot of properties are also not named after them in many cases. Globally, on an average, 200 million hours of time is spent in simply walking to get water in drought-prone areas, in water-scarce areas.
By women?
By women.
Yeah.
And 25% of them will withdraw from school if any climate disaster happens. If any water scarce situation happens, they will assist their mothers to get water. So this is why it is so much more important to protect women.
Damini, what are some of the things that your client brands do or have done around days like Earth Hour, Earth Day, Water Day? And what are the typical activities that are undertaken around these times?
On such occasions, we like to hand over the mic to creators, either influencers, micro-influencers or users, because what we have realized is that people like listening to other people's stories. People like getting inspiration from what other people like them are doing on those days. We don't want our feed to look Pinterest perfect. We want it to look as real, as relatable as possible. So yeah, that's something that we've been doing a lot.
If you're a creator, sustainability champion or an influencer, we'd love to hear from you. More than us, our viewers and audience and just people in general are waiting to see what you're doing. Let us know in the comments below and we'd love to feature you. And of course, corporates, we'd love to know what you're doing at your organization, in your home or in your communities. Do get in touch and we'd love to feature you. Let's talk about the role of organizations and government policies. What role do you think they play in tackling climate change?
I think the role of government is very important when it comes to living more sustainably and low waste living. And with the right policies, a lot of difference can be made. To give you an example, just a few years ago, we were segregating waste because we got those notice पर्चा जो आता है कि आपको wet waste और dry waste अलग से segregate करना है. And we kept doing that for a week, 2 weeks, and then I wanted to see how they're collecting it, because if you are making us segregate, you should also carry 2 dustbin collectors to get wet and dry waste, right? So, but we noticed that they only had 1 dustbin and they were collecting everything in one place. So that was quite demotivating. And I think some of the policies are put out, but they're not followed through. So simple things like collaborate with brands like Daily Dump, get bulk composters in residential areas, parks, public spaces. That encourages people to recycle, compost, segregate. Because if you don't have all of this accessible, people are not going to buy 2,000 rupee composter to compost at home unless they're motivated. You have to make it easy for people to live sustainably. You have to collaborate with brands like Recircle and arrange for pickups for dry waste, right? Otherwise, it's not going to be easy. Secondly, if you're a citizen and you park certain amount of money for donations, consider giving it back to society. For example, I work with this NGO which plants trees in RA forest, in our Mumbai's RA forest, and we need annually 12 lakhs to retain this forest. Now, where does the money come from? Some organizations like HDFC, they've been kind, they're giving money, but we need more money. It's not just for planting trees. We need to hire labor to water trees, to nurture them, to do mulching, to take off other trees which are not relevant for the local soil that we have, right? Acacia को आपको निकालना पड़ेगा to plant new trees. तो वो सबके लिए पैसे लगते हैं. So if you are a tax-paying citizen, might as well give your money to such organizations, because they will use every penny that you give to make this forest survive through summers, monsoon, winter. It needs care. It needs that kind of protection. And you will get tax exemption certificate as well. So might as well give it here.
That's very interesting, and I'm so glad that you said that, because honestly, if you look at it from a holistic perspective, real change can only happen if it starts at all these levels, right? So governments need to set the stage with the right kind of framework and policies. Organizations need to set an example. You know, when you said like corporates who support tree plantation, that's setting an example, not just for other corporates, but also for, you know, just every person, all of us as masses. And then when we support looking after those trees or maintaining them, that's when actual climate action will really, you know, bring in the change that we want. So according to you, what are some simple practical ways that consumers can make a change and, you know, make an impact towards sustainability?
So I think I had this realization when I was creating content for one of my brands, that it all starts with paying attention. Whatever I buy, I associate certain sentiments with everything that I buy. So I don't overbuy, because I would like to have core memories attached to whatever I'm buying. So this sari, I wore it during Diwali of 2022. Then I wore it when Meraki won an award for fastest growing SME company. Then I wore it when I was making my partner meet my grandmother, very close woman in my life. And I think this is the 4th or 5th time I'm wearing this. Now this sari is like my favorite sari because it has so many memories. So I don't overbuy, and I'm also trying to create this iPhone Note catalog. Very cool thing that you can do on iPhone is you can take PNG photos and put it there on iPhone Notes. So I'm trying to build that, so I know what I already have before I go to buy something. For example, the earrings that you see, they have filling of cigarette waste. Cigarette butt waste has plastic, it gets recycled. And I'm very proud of this because I connected both the founders and they built something together. So I feel like this is my baby child. This bag, it's made of post-industrial denim base. And it's by this beautiful brand called Dwij. I have worked with them. I work with them occasionally for photo shoots and everything. And I am very highly invested in this brand. So I carry it everywhere. Now what happens is when you carry it everywhere, people ask you, what is this brand? And is it made of denim, or like gets the conversation starting.
Right.
So I feel your existence can become a statement for others. Whenever you get a chance, do that. Because what happens in parties, when you suppose, for example, I have denim coasters at my place. Now when people come over for parties and all, they'll ask me. And that's my free spot to have that conversation without forcing myself onto them.
Yeah.
So I love it when people ask me, what is this about?
So you not only help brands to do their marketing and their strategy, but you also evangelize. I mean, that's just brilliant.
So Avni would love to know about your sustainable journey, personal journey, and how you try to do that at Green Pistachio.
For me, it really starts with conscious consumption. And at Green Pistachio, we ensure that every content piece that we create is factually correct. We try to ensure that we're working with brands that are creating a genuine impact and not just greenwashing. Also, we're driven by the belief that a lot of people want to do better for the planet, but just sometimes don't know where to start or what to do and how to do it. So that's where we come in. So that's what we do at Green Pistachio, and try and make a change, no matter how small, just towards the bigger picture. Thank you so much, Damini, for sharing your insights and inspiring us all. This Earth Hour, let's remember that every action, no matter how small, can make a difference. Let's switch off our lights, but more importantly, let's switch on our commitment to a sustainable future.
This Earth Hour, 1 घंटा बातें करो अपने दोस्तों से, introspect करो and switch off the lights.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe for more content on sustainable living. And switch off your lights at 8:30 p.m. on 22nd March to join the movement. And if you want to go a step further and make every hour Earth Hour, log on to greenpistachio.in for tips, tricks and hacks to get you started on your sustainable journey.